My dear child, how long have you been carrying a fear about something that has not even happened? How many times have you opened your eyes in the morning, only to feel your mind rush ahead of you? Before the day has even begun, you are already thinking about tomorrow, about what might change, about what could go wrong, about the phone call you are afraid to receive, the answer you are still waiting for, the person you are afraid to lose, the situation you do not know how to fix. My child, I see all of it. I see the thoughts you do not speak aloud. I see the questions you keep hidden because you do not want the people around you to worry. I see you trying to appear calm while inside, your heart is preparing for problems that have not arrived. And today, I want you to hear me clearly. I am here. I have not left you alone with these thoughts. I have not stepped away while you struggle to understand what tomorrow may bring. I am closer than you realize. Even in those quiet moments when your mind becomes loud, I am beside you. Even when you lie awake and everyone around you seems to be sleeping peacefully, I am there. You wonder what will happen next. You wonder if your family will be okay. You wonder if the things you have worked so hard to hold together will remain. You wonder if another disappointment is waiting for you somewhere ahead. But my beloved, how much of today's peace have you surrendered to a tomorrow that has not yet come? How many times have you suffered something in your imagination before it ever touched your life? I know why you do this. You are trying to protect yourself. You believe that if you think through every possibility, perhaps nothing will surprise you. Perhaps you can prepare yourself for every loss. Perhaps you can prevent every pain. But fear cannot give you the protection you are searching for. I can. So come closer to me. Not when everything is finally certain. Not when you have all the answers. Come now. Bring me the question that keeps returning to your mind. Bring me the fear you keep pushing away during the day, only to meet it again at night. Bring me the future you are trying so hard to control. My child, will you trust me with the tomorrow you cannot see? You do not need to know everything that is coming. You do not need to understand every change before it happens. You do not need to stand at the doorway of tomorrow, watching for danger. I am already there. Before you wake tomorrow morning, my presence will already be waiting for you. Before you face the conversation you are worried about, I will be there. Before you receive the answer you have been waiting for, I will be there. Before any road opens or closes, my hand will still be upon your life. Imagine what would change if you truly believed this. Imagine waking tomorrow and not immediately asking, what could go wrong? Imagine taking your first breath and remembering, my God is already here. Imagine moving through your day without carrying every possible ending on your shoulders. That is the peace I am calling you into. Not a life where nothing uncertain ever happens, but a life where uncertainty no longer controls your heart. Give me this fear, my child. You have carried it long enough. Place it in my hands. Let me hold what you were never meant to hold alone. I know the road ahead. I know what you need. I know what must remain and what must be released. And when the time comes for you to move, I will guide you one step at a time. So calm your heart. Stay near me. Do not spend this day fighting tomorrow. There are battles your mind has been preparing for that may never come, yet you have already allowed them to steal your strength. And that, my child, is where I want to speak to you next. My child, some of the battles exhausting you have not even begun. They are happening only in your mind. You have already imagined the conversation going badly. You have already pictured the door closing. You have already thought about what you would do if the answer is no, if the plan fails, if someone leaves, if something changes suddenly. And each time you imagine it, your body responds as though it is already happening. Your heart grows heavy. Your peace becomes smaller. Your thoughts begin running from one possibility to another. Then you tell yourself that you are only preparing. I understand. You want to be ready. You do not want to be caught by surprise again. Perhaps life has taught you to expect disappointment. Perhaps something once changed so quickly that now you watch everything carefully. Perhaps you believe that if you consider every possible outcome, you will be safer. But listen to me, my beloved. Worry cannot protect you. It can only make you experience tomorrow's pain before tomorrow has even arrived. You were never created to carry every possible future at once. You were created to walk with me today. There is enough grace for this moment. There will be grace for the next one when it comes. You do not need tomorrow's strength today. You need today's strength, and I am giving it to you. So when your mind asks, what if everything changes? Come back to me. When it whispers, what if something goes wrong? Come back to me. When you begin building entire stories around something you do not yet know, stop for a moment and remember who is holding your life. I am. My child, there are things you cannot control. There are decisions other people will make. There are circumstances you cannot predict. There are doors you cannot force open. There are answers you cannot make arrive sooner. But none of these things are outside my sight. Nothing will surprise me. Nothing will arrive in your life and find me unprepared. Before you face it, I will know. Before you need wisdom, I will have it ready. Before you need strength, I will supply it. Before you reach that moment you fear so much, my presence will already be there. Trust me with what you cannot control. You have spent enough time trying to hold everything together with your own thoughts. Let your mind rest. You do not need to solve every future problem tonight. You do not need to rehearse every difficult conversation before it happens. You do not need to create an answer for every question that has not yet been asked. Give those things to me. Let tomorrow remain in my hands. There are fears you have carried for weeks that may never become reality. There are dangers your mind has warned you about that were never waiting for you. And even when something difficult does come, you will not meet it alone. That is what fear keeps forgetting. It shows you the problem, but it removes me from the picture. It shows you yourself standing alone in the worst possible moment. But that picture is not true. If that moment ever comes, I will be there. You will not walk into it without me. So do not measure your ability to handle tomorrow by the strength you feel today. When tomorrow comes, I will give you what tomorrow requires. Trust my timing, trust my wisdom, trust the grace I have not yet needed to reveal. My dear child, peace begins when you stop demanding certainty from life and start receiving security from my presence. You may not know what happens next, but you know who walks with you, and that is enough for this step. Release the need to understand everything before you move. Release the need to see the entire journey before you begin. I will not always show you 10 steps ahead. Sometimes I will show you only one, not because I want to confuse you, not because I am withholding something good, but because I am teaching your heart to walk with me instead of walking with certainty. So stay here with me. Do what is in front of you today. Love the people who are with you today. Take care of what I have placed in your hands today. Pray about what concerns you, and then let me carry what comes after that. Your future does not need your constant fear. It needs your faith. My child, you do not need to see the whole road before you take the next step. I know you would feel safer if you could. You would like to know which door will open, which one will close, who will stay, what will change. You want to know whether the decision you are about to make will lead somewhere good, whether the effort you are giving today will be worth it, whether the prayer you have whispered so many times will finally receive the answer you have been waiting for. Sometimes you think that if I would simply show you everything, your heart would finally be at peace. But my beloved, peace does not come from knowing everything. Peace comes from knowing me. There will always be something beyond what you can see. There will always be another corner in the road, another question, another season you have not entered yet. If your peace depends on knowing what comes next, then every unknown thing will have the power to disturb you. But when your peace rests in me, you can stand before an uncertain future without being ruled by it, because you know who is leading you. Look at how far you have already come. There were moments in your past when you did not know what to do next, yet somehow a way appeared. There were times when you thought a closed door meant everything was over. Later you understood why you could not walk through it. There were answers you wanted immediately that I allowed you to wait for. There were directions you wanted me to explain while I simply asked you to stay close. And you are still here. I was guiding you even when you could not recognize my hand. I was working even when everything seemed silent. So why do you believe I will stop guiding you now? Walk with me. Do not run ahead because fear tells you that you must know everything immediately. Take the step I place before you, then wait for the next one. If there is something you need to know, I will give you wisdom when the time is right. If there is a door you should not enter, trust me to redirect you. If there is something you are trying to hold on to that no longer belongs in your journey, trust me when I ask you to release it. And if I ask you to wait, do not mistake waiting for abandonment. I am still there. My silence does not mean my absence. Sometimes I am protecting you through the delay. Sometimes I am preparing something you cannot yet see. Sometimes I am preparing your heart before I change your circumstances. You do not have to understand which, my child, take the next step with faith. Do what you know is right. Speak with kindness. Walk with integrity. Pray before you decide. Listen before you rush. And when you do not know what to do not let panic choose for you. Come to me. I will guide you. You may not receive the entire map, but you will receive enough light for the place where your feet are standing. And when you move forward, there will be light for the next place too. This is how I want you to walk with me. Not demanding that every mystery disappear. Not waiting until every possibility feels safe, but knowing that wherever I lead you, my presence goes with you. You are not walking into an empty future. You are walking into places where I am already present. Remember that when uncertainty begins speaking loudly again, you do not need perfect circumstances to have peace. You do not need every person to understand you. You do not need everyone around you to agree with the direction I am leading you. Your security does not come from their approval. It comes from me. And this matters, my beloved, because sometimes the road itself is not what frightens you most. Sometimes you know what you need to do. You know the step you should take. But then you begin thinking about what others may say, who may misunderstand you, who may criticize you, who may turn against you when you stop living according to their expectations. And suddenly, their voices become louder than my direction. Do not give them that place in your heart. People may have opinions about your journey. They may speak. They may misunderstand. They may even try to disturb the peace I am building within you. But my child, not everyone who speaks about your life has power over your life. And soon I want you to understand the difference. My beloved, there have been moments when a few words from another person stayed with you much longer than they should have. Someone questioned you. Someone misunderstood your intentions. Someone spoke about you without knowing the whole story. Perhaps someone you trusted disappointed you. And what hurt most was not only what they did, but the fact that you never expected it from them. I saw that moment. I saw how you carried it home with you. You replayed the conversation. You wondered what else they might be saying. You imagined how others might see you now. And little by little, their voices began occupying a place in your heart that I never intended them to have. My child, stop giving human voices the authority that belongs to me. People can have opinions. They can misunderstand you. They can judge a chapter without knowing the whole story. They can even speak from jealousy, anger, disappointment, or their own wounded hearts. But their words do not become truth simply because they were spoken. You do not have to answer every accusation. You do not have to correct every misunderstanding. You do not have to spend your nights defending yourself in conversations that are happening only inside your mind. Let some things pass. Let some voices fade. Leave them in my hands. I know your heart better than anyone who speaks about you. I know where you have failed, and I also know where you have sincerely tried. I know the battles nobody saw. I know the prayers you whispered before making difficult decisions. I know the times you chose silence when you could have responded with anger. Nothing about you is hidden from me, so keep your eyes on me. When people praise you, remain close to me. When they criticize you, remain close to me. When they understand you, be grateful. When they do not lose your peace trying to force them to. Your life cannot be governed by every changing opinion around you. Today, someone may approve of you. Tomorrow, the same person may not, but my love is not that unstable. My presence does not change because someone's attitude towards you changes. Trust my protection more than you fear their intentions. And understand what my protection truly means. It does not mean that no one will ever disappoint you. It does not mean that every person will treat you fairly. It does not mean that you will never hear an unkind word or experience betrayal. It means none of those things will have the final authority over your life. What someone did to you does not get to decide who you become. Their bitterness does not have to become yours. Their anger does not have to live inside your home. Their rejection does not determine your worth. Their attempt to discourage you does not cancel what I am doing within you. Do not carry their darkness into places where I am giving you light. My child, if someone has wounded you, bring the wound to me. If someone has spoken falsely, let me deal with what you cannot control. If someone walked away, do not chase them while abandoning your own peace. Pray when you can. Forgive as I strengthen you. But do not spend your life standing at the scene of what happened, waiting for another person to give you permission to move forward. Come with me. There is still goodness ahead. There are still people you have not met. There are still peaceful days you have not lived. There are still moments when you will look back and realize that what once consumed your thoughts no longer has power over your heart. That is freedom. And I want that freedom for you. So release the need to win every argument. Release the need to make everyone understand. Release the fear that another person's words can destroy what I am building in you. Stay faithful, stay kind, stay wise, and let me handle what belongs in my hands. Yet, as those outside voices begin to grow quieter, you may notice something else. Sometimes no one is criticizing you. No one is threatening you. Nothing bad is happening around you. The room is quiet. Everything appears safe. And still, your peace disappears. A thought enters, then another. And before long, the voice troubling you is no longer coming from someone around you. It is coming from within. My child, you know how quickly one small thought can change the atmosphere inside you. You can be having an ordinary day. Nothing terrible has happened. Then suddenly a thought appears. What if I fail? What if something happens to the people I love? What if this peace does not last? What if God has forgotten me? And before you realize it, you are no longer living in the moment I have given you. You are living inside a possibility created by fear. Listen carefully, my beloved. Not every thought deserves your agreement. Just because something enters your mind does not mean you must believe it. Just because a thought feels urgent does not mean it is true. Fear often speaks as though it knows the future. It tells you to prepare for disaster. It shows you an ending that has not happened and asks you to live as though it already has. But I do not lead you by tormenting your heart. My guidance may ask you to be careful. It may ask you to wait. It may redirect your steps. It may even warn you when something is not right. But my voice will always draw you closer to me. Fear does the opposite. Fear makes you feel alone. It makes every problem appear larger and my presence appear smaller. It keeps repeating the same question until you become too tired to remember what I have already told you. So when that happens, do not argue with every thought. Come back to me. When your mind says, you cannot handle this, remember that you were never asked to handle everything alone. When fear says, something terrible is coming, remember that your future is not outside my hands. When doubt says, you have been forgotten, listen again for my voice. I am still here. I have not moved. My love has not changed. My hand has not released you. There will be moments when your thoughts become noisy again. Do not condemn yourself for that. Simply recognize what is happening and return. Return to my presence. Return to prayer. Return to the words that gave you peace before fear began speaking. My child, when fear speaks, answer it with, my promise. You do not need a long prayer. You do not need perfect words. Sometimes all you need to say is, Lord, I trust you. Say it slowly. Not because those words magically remove every difficulty, but because they remind your heart where it belongs. Lord, I trust you. When you do not understand. Lord, I trust you. When the answer has not arrived. Lord, I trust you. When your emotions tell you one thing, but my faithfulness has shown you another. Let that simple trust interrupt the cycle of fear. Then breathe. Be still for a moment. You do not have to solve anything right now. Let me bring your thoughts back to what is true. You are loved. You are seen. You are not abandoned. You are not facing your life without me. And the thing you fear does not have greater authority than the one who holds you. Keep my words close when you wake. Return to them when anxiety begins building during the day. Remember them when the night becomes quiet and your mind tries to fill that silence with possibilities. Listen for me beneath the noise. I will remind you who you are. I will remind you where your security comes from. I will teach you to recognize the difference between wisdom that guides you and fear that imprisons you. Little by little, you will notice the change. The thought may still come, but you will not follow it as far. Fear may knock, but you will not immediately open the door. The question may appear, but it will no longer control the entire day. This is how peace begins to take root, not because every troubling thought disappears forever, but because you learn where to return when it comes. Return to me, again and again. I will not become tired of receiving you, and if you stumble back into worry, I will not shame you. I will gently call you closer. There is something else I know about these thoughts, my child. Some of them did not begin today. They were born in moments when you were hurt. A disappointment taught you to expect another disappointment. A betrayal taught you to question trust. A failure taught you to fear trying again. A painful season ended, but part of your heart remained there, still watching for the same pain to return. And perhaps what you have been calling fear of the future is sometimes an old wound asking whether the past is about to happen again. My beloved, I know there are places in your heart you rarely visit willingly, memories you would rather leave untouched, moments when you trusted and were disappointed, times when you tried with everything you had and still watched something fall apart, words spoken years ago that somehow still know how to hurt you today. You moved forward, life continued, you smiled again, you learned how to function, but somewhere inside, you began making quiet promises to yourself. Never trust that deeply again. Never expect too much. Never become too hopeful. Always be prepared for things to fall apart. You called it being careful. But sometimes, my child, it was pain teaching you how to live. And I do not want yesterday to keep governing today. Yesterday is not your prophecy. What happened before does not have the authority to announce what will happen next. One person betrayed you. That does not mean everyone will. One door closed painfully. That does not mean every door will close. One season brought loss. That does not mean every new season must be approached with fear. You are not standing in the same place anymore, and I am still working within you. I know what happened. You do not have to minimize it for me. You do not have to pretend that it did not hurt. I saw the moment your heart broke. I saw what changed afterward. I saw how carefully you began protecting the places that once felt open and free. Bring those places to me now. You have protected them long enough. Let me touch what fear has taught you to hide. My child, release it to me. Release the disappointment. Release the conversation you have replayed 100 times. Release the question of why someone did what they did. Release the need to return mentally to that moment and imagine how things could have been different. You cannot rewrite yesterday by suffering through it again today, but you can allow me to lead you beyond it. And there is something else I want you to release. The punishment you keep giving yourself. You remember the mistake. You remember what you should have said, what you should not have done, the decision you wish you could reverse. Perhaps you have asked me for forgiveness, yet you still speak to yourself as though mercy never reached you. Listen to me. If you have placed it before me with a sincere heart, do not continue carrying what I have covered with mercy. Receive my forgiveness. You are allowed to learn without living forever in shame. You are allowed to grow. You are allowed to begin again. Do not punish yourself for what I am teaching you to leave behind. Come closer. There is no need to hide from me. I already know the entire story, and I am still calling you my child. My love did not disappear when you failed. My presence did not leave when you made the wrong choice. I was there, even then, waiting for your heart to turn toward me again. And now, I am leading you forward. But as you move, do not drag resentment behind you. Some people hurt you deeply. I know. Forgiveness does not mean calling their actions good. It does not mean returning to every relationship. It does not mean abandoning wisdom or allowing someone to wound you repeatedly. It means refusing to let what they did continue living inside your heart. Give them to me. Let me deal with what belongs to me. You do not need bitterness to protect yourself. You need wisdom. You need my guidance. You need a heart that is free enough to recognize goodness when it appears again. My beloved, I do not want the person who hurt you years ago to continue deciding how much peace you are allowed to feel today. Let their grip end here. Release them. Release yourself. Release the old version of your life that you keep returning to in your thoughts. I have more for you than endless conversations with yesterday. Look forward, not because the past meant nothing, but because it has already taken enough from you. You survived it. You learned, you grew, and through moments when you thought you were completely alone, my hand remained closer than you knew. So, stop using an old wound to predict a new day. Let today be today. Let tomorrow arrive without forcing it to wear yesterday's face. Stay with me here. There is nothing you need to prove in this moment. Nothing you need to repair tonight. Nothing you need to carry back into the past. Just open your hands. You have been holding fear, regret, anger, and memories so tightly that you almost forgot what it feels like to hold nothing at all. Let them fall into my care and remain here with me for a little while. Your hands are becoming lighter. Your heart has room again. Now, my child, there is something gentler I have been waiting to place there. My dear child, notice what happens when you stop holding everything so tightly. For a moment, you do not have to explain anything. You do not have to find the answer. You do not have to return to yesterday or run ahead into tomorrow. You can simply remain here with me. I know this kind of stuff may feel unfamiliar to you. You have spent so much time thinking, preparing, fixing, remembering, and wondering what might happen next that silence can almost feel uncomfortable. But you do not need to fill every quiet moment with another worry. Let your heart become quiet. I am here. Peace does not require your life to be perfect. It does not require every problem to disappear. It does not mean there will never be another difficult conversation, another uncertain day, or another moment when you need courage. My peace is deeper than that. The storm may still be outside, but it no longer has to live inside you. You can stand in an uncertain season and still know that you are held. You can wait for an answer without allowing the waiting to consume you. You can face a problem without carrying it every minute of the day. You can say, I do not know what will happen, and still rest because you know I will be with you when it does. This is the peace I give. Not escape. Presence. Not control. Trust. Not the promise that nothing difficult will ever touch your life, but the assurance that nothing you face will force me away from your side. My beloved, I know the nights can be harder. During the day there are things to do, people to speak with, responsibilities that demand your attention. But then the house becomes quiet, the lights go out, and the thoughts you kept at a distance begin returning one by one. You remember what needs to be done, what has not been resolved, what someone said, what you are waiting for, what tomorrow may require. And suddenly your body is resting while your mind is still running. I am with you there too. You are not alone in that room. You do not have to carry the entire world into your bed. Some things can wait until morning. Some questions do not need answers tonight. Some problems will become clearer after you have rested. And some things were never yours to solve by yourself. Give them to me. If there is something you cannot change tonight, place it in my care. If there is an answer you cannot force, let it wait. If someone you love is on your mind, entrust them to me. If tomorrow feels heavy, leave tomorrow where it belongs, in my hands. Stay with me for a moment. You do not need many words. You can simply say, Lord, I am here, and I am here too. Let that be enough. Let your breathing slow. Let your shoulders rest. You have done what you could today. You have carried enough. My watch over your life does not end when you close your eyes. You do not need to remain awake to keep everything safe. I am still God while you sleep. I am still watching. I am still near. So rest, my child. And if a fearful thought returns, do not follow it down every road it offers you. Bring your attention back to me. Remember my faithfulness. Remember how many nights you once thought you would never get through, yet morning came. Remember how many situations once felt impossible, yet you are standing here now. Not everything happened the way you wanted. Some things hurt, some things changed you. But through all of it, you were carried farther than fear told you that you could go. Let that memory comfort you tonight. My peace is not fragile. It does not disappear simply because another challenge appears. Return to it, return to me. Again tomorrow if you need to. Again the next day. I will continue receiving you. And little by little, something inside you will become steadier. You will notice that uncertainty does not shake you as quickly. You will hear troubling words without carrying them for days. You will recognize fearful thoughts before they pull you away. You will remember that you have somewhere to return. My presence, my love, my care. And from that place, you will begin to live differently, not hiding from life, not waiting for every difficulty to disappear before you move. You will begin to understand that peace was never meant to keep you standing still forever. It was meant to steady your heart so that when the time comes, you can rise without being ruled by fear. You have rested in my presence. You have placed what you cannot control into my hands. And when morning comes, my beloved, there will still be a life in front of you waiting to be lived. My child, there will come a moment when peace asks something of you. It asks you to move. Not because every question has been answered, not because every fear has disappeared, but because you are beginning to understand that fear does not have to decide what you do next. For too long, you have waited to feel completely ready. You have told yourself that you will act when you are certain. You will speak when you are no longer nervous. You will begin when you know you cannot fail. You will make the decision when every possible risk has disappeared. But, my beloved, if you wait until fear gives you permission to live, you may wait much longer than you need to. Courage is not the moment when you feel nothing. Courage is the moment when you remember who is walking with you. So stand up. Take the step that is in front of you. Perhaps there is a conversation you have delayed because you are afraid of how it will go. Perhaps there is something you know you need to begin again. Perhaps you have been standing before a decision, asking for one more sign because moving feels uncomfortable. Perhaps you simply need to return to the ordinary responsibilities you have neglected while worry consumed your attention. Whatever the step is, do not make it larger than it needs to be. I am not asking you to conquer your entire future today. I am asking you to walk with me through this moment. One faithful step, then another. You may still feel uncertainty. Take the step. Your hands may tremble. Take the step. You may wonder whether you are strong enough. Remember that you are not walking in your strength alone. I am going with you. Do not wait for fear to give you permission. Fear will always find another question, another reason to delay, another possibility to examine. But there comes a time when you must stop asking, what if something goes wrong? And begin asking, what if God truly is with me? Let that truth change the way you move. I am with you when you make the call. I am with you when you enter the room. I am with you when you begin again after disappointment. I am with you when you make a wise decision that others may not understand. I am with you when you choose peace instead of another argument. I am with you when you walk away from something that keeps pulling you backward. You are not stepping outside my care when you move forward in faith. My care moves with you, and if you make a mistake, do not immediately decide that everything is ruined. Come back to me. Ask for wisdom. Learn. Adjust. Continue. You do not need perfection to walk with me. You need a willing heart. My child, I have watched fear convince you that one wrong step could destroy everything. That is why you sometimes remain still long after I have given you enough light to move. But your life is not held together by your ability to make every decision perfectly. It is held in my hands. Trust my guidance enough to move without demanding absolute certainty. There will be doors that do not open. Do not panic. There will be plans that change. Stay close to me. There may be people who do not walk with you into the next season. Do not let that make you abandon the direction I am giving you. Keep going, not hurriedly, not desperately, not trying to prove anything to anyone, just faithfully. I would rather have you take a small step with peace than run ahead because you are afraid of being left behind. Walk at the pace where you can still hear me. And as you begin moving again, notice something. You are stronger than you felt when this journey began, not because you suddenly became fearless, but because fear has stopped being the only voice you hear. You are learning to return to me. You are learning to release what you cannot control. You are learning that another person's opinion does not determine your path. You are learning that yesterday does not have to repeat itself. You are learning how to rest without abandoning hope. These things matter. Do not overlook them simply because you are still waiting for other answers. Sometimes you look so far ahead that you fail to notice what I have already carried you through. You remember the prayers that have not yet been answered, but forget the ones that were. You notice what is uncertain, but overlook what has remained. You see what you still need, but forget how many times you received enough strength for one more day. My beloved, before you rush toward the next thing, look around. Look at what survived with you. Look at what remains in your hands. Look at the faith that fear tried to take from you but could not completely destroy. There is more evidence of my faithfulness in your life than worry has allowed you to notice. And perhaps now that your heart is becoming quieter, you are finally ready to see it. My beloved, look carefully at what is still here. Not only at what you lost, not only at what changed, not only at the prayer that still seems unanswered. Look at what remained. There were days when you thought you would not have enough strength to continue, yet somehow you reached the evening. There were nights when your thoughts told you that everything was falling apart, yet morning came and you were still standing. There were moments when you believed one disappointment would change everything forever. It changed something, but it did not destroy you. You are still here. And, my child, I was there through all of it. Perhaps you did not recognize my hand at the time. Perhaps you were looking for a miracle so large that you overlooked the quiet ways I was carrying you. A conversation came when you needed encouragement. A door closed before you walked farther into something that would have wounded you. Someone remained beside you when you expected everyone to leave. You found strength on a morning when you were certain you had none left. You received enough for that day, then enough for the next. Not always in the way you expected, but you were carried. This is why I want you to remember. Gratitude is not pretending that nothing hurts. It is not denying what is difficult. It is not forcing yourself to call every painful thing good. Gratitude is allowing your heart to see that pain is not the whole story. Fear has trained your eyes to search for what might go wrong. Let me teach you to notice what is still good. When you wake tomorrow, before your mind begins collecting problems, notice the breath in your lungs. Notice the people you love. Notice the simple things that have become so familiar you rarely think about them. A quiet room, a meal, a voice you are still able to hear, a person you can still call, a body that has carried you through another day, another morning in which you are given the opportunity to begin again. Do not wait for life to become extraordinary before you become thankful. Some of my gentlest gifts have been sitting beside you quietly for years. My child, say thank you. Say it when you understand. Say it when you do not. Say it when the answer arrives. And say it while you are still waiting. Not because gratitude earns my love. You already have my love. Let gratitude remind you that fear has never been the only thing present in your life. I have been present too. When worry tells you something may be taken from you, gratitude whispers, look at what has already been given. When fear says, you may not have enough, gratitude reminds you, you have been carried before. When anxiety says, you are alone, gratitude helps you remember the people, moments, mercies, and quiet provisions you almost forgot. Let your heart remember. You do not need to count every blessing. Just begin with one. Thank me for this day. Thank me for one person. Thank me for one thing that remained. Thank me for one prayer I answered that you once thought would never be answered. And if today feels too heavy for you to find many words, simply say, Lord, thank you for staying with me. I have stayed. Through the confusion, through the mistakes, through the nights when you questioned everything, through the seasons when your faith felt strong and the seasons when it barely felt present. I did not love you only on your best days. I did not protect you only when you understood me perfectly. I did not walk away when you became afraid. I remained, and I am remaining now. So do not let what is missing make you blind to what is present. Do not let one unanswered question erase 100 quiet mercies. Do not let tomorrow's uncertainty steal today's gratitude. Look around, my beloved. There is still life here. There is still love here. There is still something worth caring for, something worth protecting, something worth thanking me for. And there is still a future you have not seen. You do not need to know what it contains before you enter it. You have already learned something more important. You know where to return when fear rises. You know where to place what you cannot control. You know that yesterday does not have to determine tomorrow. You know that another person's voice does not have greater authority than mine. You know that peace can remain even while questions remain. Hold these things close, not tightly with fear, gently with trust. Because I am not asking you to finish this journey by becoming a person who never worries again. I am teaching you to become someone who knows what to do when worry comes. Return to me. That has been the invitation beneath everything I have told you. Come back when you are afraid. Come back when you are tired. Come back when you have made a mistake. Come back when you are grateful. Come back when you do not know what comes next. My door is not open only for emergencies. I want to walk with you through ordinary days too, and as you learn to live this way, my child, something will become clear. The protection you have been asking for was never only about keeping every difficult thing away from you. It was also about keeping fear from taking possession of your heart. And now I want you to understand that before you go. My dear child, my protection does not mean you will never walk through another difficult day. It means you will never have to walk through one without me. There will still be moments you cannot predict. People may disappoint you. Plans may change. Doors may close. Your mind may occasionally return to old fears and ask whether you are truly safe. When that happens, remember what I have been teaching you. Safety is not knowing that nothing will ever change. Safety is knowing whose hands hold you when it does. I am your refuge. Stay close to me. You do not need to live watching every doorway for something bad to enter. You do not need to examine every person's intentions. You do not need to interpret every delay as danger or every change as loss. Walk wisely, listen carefully, but do not live afraid. There is a difference between wisdom and fear. Wisdom can see danger and still remain calm. Fear sees danger everywhere. Wisdom listens for my direction. Fear demands immediate certainty. Wisdom takes the next faithful step. Fear either runs ahead or refuses to move. Choose my way. If I ask you to wait, wait with me. If I ask you to move, move with me. If something must be released, let me help you open your hands. If something is worth protecting, I will give you wisdom to care for it. You do not have to become the guardian of the entire future. That place belongs to me. My beloved, there may be a day when you wake and feel the old anxiety returning. Do not immediately think you have lost all the peace you found here. You have not failed. Simply return, say my name, bring me the thought, tell me what frightened you. Then remember, you are not alone. I am still here. There may be another night when sleep does not come easily. Return. There may be another conversation that leaves you uncertain. Return. There may be news you did not expect. Return. There may be a season when the road becomes unclear again. Return. You will never outgrow your need for my presence, and you never need to be ashamed of needing me. I want you near. Not because I want you to live frightened and dependent on constant reassurance, but because you were created to walk with me. My presence is not a hiding place from life. It is where you receive the strength to live it. So rise tomorrow and live. Love your family. Do your work. Take care of what has been entrusted to you. Speak kindly. Make the decision that needs to be made. Rest when your body asks for rest. Apologize when you are wrong. Forgive without carrying bitterness. Laugh when joy finds you. Be present when someone you love is sitting beside you. Do not spend a beautiful moment preparing yourself for the day it might disappear. Receive it while it is here. This day is a gift too. My child, you have spent enough time asking fear what may happen. Now begin asking me how I want you to live. I will show you. One day at a time. One decision at a time. One quiet act of faith at a time. And when something is beyond your strength, you will discover again that you were never expected to carry it by yourself. Give it to me. Trust me. Stay near me. These are not words for only today. Carry them with you. When the world becomes loud, stay near me. When someone's opinion wounds you, stay near me. When old memories return, stay near me. When you are waiting for an answer, stay near me. When something wonderful happens, stay near me then too. Do not come to me only because you are afraid. Come because you know you are loved. Come because you know my presence is home for your heart. I know there are still questions you would like me to answer. Some answers will come. Others may take time. Some roads will make sense only after you have walked farther. But you do not need every answer before you rest tonight. You have enough for now. You know I see you. You know I hear you. You know I have not abandoned you. You know the future is not arriving without me. Let that be enough for this moment. Take a slow breath, my beloved. The thing you have been carrying does not need to remain on your shoulders. Give it to me once more. The person you are worried about, the decision, the unanswered prayer, the uncertainty, the fear you have not told anyone, place it here. You do not need to pick it up again before you leave. I know what to do with what you cannot control. And now go forward with a quieter heart, not because you have been promised a life without storms, but because you know who will be with you when they come. You do not have to fear tomorrow. I am already there. You do not have to fear the voices against you. I know the truth. You do not have to fear your past. It cannot return and become your future unless you continue carrying it there. You do not have to fear your weakness. My strength does not disappear when yours feels small, and you do not have to fear being abandoned. My child, I am with you. Today, tonight, tomorrow, in the answer, in the waiting, in the open door, in the closed one, in the quiet season, in the difficult one. I will guide you. I will give you wisdom. I will steady your heart. I will remind you when fear makes you forget. So walk forward. Slowly if you need to, but walk. Let your life be lived instead of feared. Let gratitude have more room than worry. Let peace become more familiar than panic. Let my voice become the place your heart returns to first. You are mine. You are loved. You are seen. And wherever this road leads next, you will not arrive there alone. I will be with you. Stay close to me, my beloved. Trust me with what you cannot see, and let your heart rest. Amen.